Alright, I'm making this impromptu second part because I probably should have actually talked about this piece. This is probably the most important piece to the user who actually pushed the support issue. Also see with this piece that he attempted to cut it and leave part of the thickness but not deal with the entirety of the thickness. For this one, he handled it a little differently. I guess gave it thickness but only the rim in order to try alternative techniques for varying pieces of it to less return. So let's actually we'll take this piece, duplicate it, and we'll go in local mode and just have a dance with it. So the first thing I'll do is mark that, and we'll just slide this. And let's think about a circle for a moment. How many verts is in this circle? We have 12 verts. What if we wanted to let sub D handle the legwork? What if we wanted to only do 6? In fact, let's grab this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and we will just dissolve them, which we still have the circle, no love lost, and we've found some edges that are basically traitors, and we can just get rid of them. So here we'll begin just kind of redrawing this form. This edge not needed, this edge not needed. I'm just going to start removing edges that I just don't need because it'll simplify the amount of things I need to shuffle around. And so I'm just alt selecting these things and just pressing Control X to dissolve them because none of them are needed. Right here, your topology for this corner just fails. So it's not going to hold. It's the ship won't hold. Never mind. These forms will not hold, and so it's a losing battle. We're losing the battle here against form that we're fighting, and control. We just don't have it, and it's anarchy. But it's actually better than you putting a giant inset around everything. Let me tell you, that was getting old. So. Even though this piece is worse, I actually like it more because it doesn't have a giant inset around it. Because if there's going to be a giant inset, I want to put it. So let's dissolve that edge. It's just not needed. And we'll just come back and solve that. Let's also turn off every modifier in edit mode so we're modeling on only the truth and nothing else. We'll slide this over, dissolve that, and I don't even want to talk about that edge anymore. We can also go ahead and dissolve that edge because it's just not going to be needed for the adventure that we're going on. And as we simplify things, we can bring things back to a point of clarity. And this is definitely a easier way to deal with things. In fact, even though we're kind of sacrificing aspects of the form here, I feel like it was lost a long time ago. So we can just solve it at the end a little more loosely. So right there, you saw me slide this piece to where this one formerly was in order to hold the gate while I slid these down to the western frontier. So now that we have these placed, I can just continue sliding these over, just creating a better flow. Some areas just won't make it. This thing won't make it. Sometimes very promising edges cut down in their prime, only to be re-added later, reanimated. Also, my headset's dying. Always something. All right, let me respond to this. All right, just keep that task flowing. So even when I'm off, I'm still working on hops. I can't stop working on hops. It's a curse. I mean, I also am very passionate about the tool, which sometimes breaks me when I catch people being unhappy with it because we put in so much work to make it an aspect of your life that can benefit you. I mean, the tool, like I said, no tool can make you. It can only accelerate you being the person that you are. So we are an accelerator. We make you the fastest, most efficient version of yourself. even if that is a worser version. So let's talk about cleaning up this area. What I'll do is press K, and we'll just draw a flow around this, because that's the only way we'll be able to write our own tail. It's just to get in there and make it happen ourselves. So we'll select these two, press M, merge those at last. And even though it caused a little bit of a skew here, we still have a bit of a flow happening that's a little bit better. And we can also do the same thing here. If we wanted to, we could model this in a way where these edges get reinforcements, but that would actually require additional geometry. And the goal is to get to a simpler version of itself and get a nicer result. So let's first turn on subdivision. And this is what we're looking at so far. And let's say that we wanted to actually keep this part. In fact, I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, should I even let this little surface slip that he has going stay? Wasn't intentional. You just never know. In this area, you know, like I said, this area is skewing, but it's okay. To me, it's not. So we will just relax that geometry. And let's think about how we can solve this most efficiently into a quad. We can select both of these, bring them together, slide these down. And keep in mind that these are just placeholders to just hold the form. In fact, we can just merge these two at last. A little free move, breaking the rules of keeping a constrained surface. And how do we want to solve that? Well, there's no problem there, unless we lose this point on the end, which is one of the reasons inset's a little different. If we were to take all these and converge them at last, you can see this turned into an arc. But because of the former format of this point and this point reinforcing this point, it actually helps it hold the form as far as subdivision goes. Might be a better answer to that, but that's my answer. So with this area, we actually have it already going in a good direction. I could just be a ninny and just keep overcorrecting all day, and sometimes I can. So what I want to do here is actually, we'll place this to keep it. We'll slide this all the way out, and then we'll scale it in, and then slide it at this thing. Actually, that's not going to work. Let's rethink this whole circle situation. So we'll dissolve and delete these two faces, and I'm just going to right click and use loop tools for just quick circle, and we're just going to extrude and press Alt S to push that inward. Press F. Let's dissolve any extra verts that aren't needed, and we'll press Shift N to make sure our normals are correct. Sometimes if your normals are flipped, they can actually cause you issues. For example, right here, if the normals are inside, you'll get this weird creasing and you'll never know why. And so for that reason, you know, check them normals all the time. And so this circle looks great. It looks as good as our subdivision. And that's the thing about circles. Circles is just, you know, 4 points. Like sometimes in a commercial job, I will just make a circle like that, because, you know, they want subdivision. And I know that, you know, as a level 0, it looks stupid, but as a level 4, it looks like a dang circle. So, you know, it's really a matter of preference. Let's get that subdivision back. Didn't mean to eradicate it. And let's just dissolve all of that we're growing there. And we're just really just judging our form, kind of just figuring out what our next plan's going to be. We'll just converge those, dissolve that point, creating a triangle there, which we can grab one of these edges, just crease it in order to harden that point. We can grab each of these, crease it to harden this area. And so let's talk about taking this up to the next level. So we'll push this up to the top, really isn't needed, but we'll apply a level of subdivision, which will give us basically an edge around everything. But we didn't lose our creasing, and that's the main thing. So if you ever wonder why hard ops is set to crease at either 1 or 0, it's because of this. It's because there is no in-between forming when it comes to dealing with subdivision. Subdivision doesn't really look very good in between. I mean, I guess, you know, I'll always be able to be proven wrong on anything I state as an absolute, so I must be mindful of that. But in most cases, I've found that you can't get a 0.5 to look good unless it's in an isolated area. So right here, I'm using grid fill in order to just simplify the grid filling of this area. We'll just unmark it as well. And this is what we're looking at as far as our up-res leveled up form. Still don't like some of the topology that's happening here, but things are definitely looking a lot better. So if we were to turn mirror back on, this is what we have. And if we look at our mirror, we probably could firstly make sure it's the first one in the stack. And let's turn on Bisected Flip and just double check what we have going on here. Okay, it's this crease in the middle. That is the reason that we had that line going on. So everything else is fine with the mirror, probably just a generic hops mirror. So the next thing is we can now start thinking about these corners. So because there's a flow, I always like being able to press Alt S and just push things in just on demand. And then of course creasing the perimeter, which is why I keep them fairly simple. So we'll slide this geometry in a little bit just to kind of ease things. I'm pretty sure there's more things we could solve throughout this, but this is where we'll leave it off. So we'll go ahead and add a solidify, except for this solidify, instead of leaving it as solid, I'll press R and make it a rim, because, you know, if you can't see on the other side of it, why even bother? And we'll press Control 1 in order to put a subdivision on this. And we could see that maybe this one could use a little bit of slide action, but really, I guess it'll be fine at this point. And so we can actually control click bevel to put a bevel on this, but because of the denseness of our geometry, you know, we are going to, you know, I put a 30-degree bevel on it. We probably need to raise that up near 60 to prevent from beveling the wrong thing. But there is a limit to how much you can put on this. In fact, we can see that this area didn't get caught by the angle, which, you know, when we rolled it too high, it no longer caught that. But if we have it high, it won't catch that at all. And so I'll just press L and switch the limit method over to weight. I could change my workflow over to weight, but sometimes it's just easier to just deal with it in the most simplest way. So now we have this set up, and everything that's marked is basically set up to not be smooth. So what if I wanted to smooth this form? You know, we have our mods in order. We have our model being subdivided, then solidified. First it's being mirrored, then it's being subdivided, then it's being solidified, and then finally it's being christened with the nicest little bevel to just make it shine in the render. So I still feel that the form could be even smoother, and that's where, you know, we go to our old buddy smooth and we shift click to create a vertex group, and all we're smoothing is everything in between. And so this thing also takes into consideration the mirror junction. So while you can't see a whole lot going on, we are, you know, basically smoothing everything that isn't a critical area. And so we can turn this off and on. In fact, I actually see that we didn't do anything. We actually did a whole lot of nothing. Assign to active group, and we probably want to remove from active group, just playing with the mirror junction being smoothed as well. And now we can actually see what we're getting here. So smooth is capable of going a little haywire, but this is the difference between smoothing and not smoothing. In fact, we can just lower our factor down to keep it somewhere in between, but now we can come out and look at what we had. So you know, definitely not to make any insult to the creator, for I'm grateful that he gave us this opportunity. In fact, there's some parenting hobnobbery going on. In fact, I will just copy this and go on my second file, make it a brand new file, and then we can actually paste this in without any of the weirdness to really examine the difference between just getting in there and working up the form gradually versus just kind of hodgepodging modifiers and just hoping that modifiers will handle things for you. So I just wanted to make sure I at least covered that particular frontal piece of this model for this user to just demonstrate this in a more compressed format than a 1 hour video previously. I've already went over the 15-minute limit, so with that, I'll wrap up this video and I'll see you guys next time.